Last Monday, 7th of July, we took a trip on the train to London, specifically to visit Highgate Cemetery, something we both wanted to do for a long time, so we finally did it. An absolutely fascinating day. If you do it, I do recommend you take the 1.5 hour guided tour initially. You can be there all day and roam as you like, but the guided tour does give you a good insight to start the day off. Of course, there were some interesting ones. There was the Russian Litvinenko, I think you pronounce it. He was murdered by Putin by having radioactive tea. I'm sure you all remember that one. Of course, there's Karl Marx, Simmons actress, Jeremy Beadle, Beadle's about, and I didn't realise, but an old acquaintance of mine, Paul Foot, is actually buried just in front of Karl Marx. I would imagine that was his choice, as he was a strong Marxist himself. But all in all, a fascinating day out, and I do recommend you give it a go. Here we are, Highgate Cemetery, waiting for a tour to begin, and then after the tour it'll all be independent. It was a horrendous train journey up, absolutely packed, but all's well now we're here.
Think about what the structure reminds you of again. Fortress. Anything else? Great. If you can see our perimeter wall over there behind the trees, brick-built wall, it's at least 12 feet tall. At night, it gets expensive. Good question. First thing to say to you about the cemetery is just how different it looks today to the way it would have looked if you were coming up those steps. In back your ears. Legend. Legend. At time of bootmaker, London was the bootmaking capital of the world at that time. They opened a factory in Ipswich. And it was so successful they opened a subsidiary in Catacombs, Islington. But it was so thrilling for me to see the person. He locked somebody in here once because he took a group in.
Inside the Catacombs.
When he came out, he counted them out and locked the door. When he got down to the office, the duty a plumber. The shell and the lead would go into the more expensive wood, which was reserved for the outside. This is oak. This is the graves. Look at this lovely little horse. This is the grave of a horse slaughterer. I'm not sure why this horse is looking so sad. No, actually, I didn't mention it. I didn't mention it.
Goldhammer,
You have to be
of Dunkin' Donuts fame, an American entrepreneur. At the moment, we've just finished our tour and we've come over to the east side where the rest of the visit is going to be independent. So we just make our way around as and when. Don't know who he was, but I guess he was an author of some sort. Something to do with penguin books. Who knows? With what?
Miss Adams, writer.
Oh, that's, there we are. We got the old Douglas Adams for you Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans. That's where he be buried. Pens and stones.
Rubik's Cube.
And 6 by 9 equals 42. That's the answer to the universe, the world and everything. He wasn't old either, was he? Hazel leading the way. Bit breezy, but warm in the sunshine.
Oh, it's up there.
Looks like a German one. By the sign.
Recently been
Dad. Good old Dad. Have a new one. David Henry Whitehouse. 2025, born in 1940, age 16, died 2001. What a beautifully kept grave.
absolutely.
And this grave here is Jeremy Beadle. If you know Beadle's about, back in the day, that's where he lies. I didn't even know he died, but there you go. I am here, actually. There's a lovely grave there. In very close proximity. There's an old bulldog. And juice and crisps. A faithful dog, Emperor. And there we have a super special. Desire. She's a bit on the tilt now, the old girl. Of the Commonwealth War graves in this cemetery, they don't have their own plot, they're just amongst the others. So there is a couple here, as you can see, one there and one over there. It's a fascinating. You could spend days here sussing it all out.
You need more than one trip, don't you?
Yeah,
I just love it.
yeah.
So nice, so peaceful. It don't feel eerie. Mind you, I expect it would at night.
Well, if I was going to be buried anywhere, I wouldn't mind here, I don't think.
No, it looks like nice, wouldn't it? What side I'd want the other side, and that's an awful lot of money.
Yeah. Also,
It's nice.
the fact that it's all
Nicer than your average graveyard.
the fact that it's all untended, if you like,
Yeah,
adds to it.
but very peaceful.
Yeah.
Very peaceful.
They're together again, it says. And been there a while, the old boy and his missus.
Love it up there, but it's really modern.
Yeah. There we have a white marble one. Which a lot of the graves would be. In fact they are, but they're so weathered you can't see the white marble. But there you go.
When did this one here die?
Dunno. And there, of course, is the one that everybody comes to. There he is there.
No, Paul Foot, yeah, behind
There
you.
is Karl's still being attended to. Is he the father of modern day communism? Personally, I don't think so. They've sodomised what he stood for. But regardless, that's him. Then opposite is a chap we knew. In fact, I knew both of those. Paul and Chris. 2004 he died. Had many a drink in the Bouverie Arms with you, old Paul. I reckon he chose to have that plot because it's right opposite that. Guarantee it.
You reckon?
Yeah. Haven't heard of this chap either. If any of you have, tell us in the comments. He's got a very nice plot. And David Swift. He didn't do anything apart from live and die. born Rachel McCracken. Scientist and campaigner. Simon Paul. Moon Maharaj, wife, mother and grandmother and great-grandmother. Bit of wicker there, look.
I think that was another box there. Ashes into the
Yeah.
house with it.
It's only been gone 3 years. But I think you're right, I think it is an ashes box.
Really much better than I thought. Okay.
Yeah. And there you are. There's old Karl.
Oh, yeah, you've got the ones that come for anyway.
Together, a Jew and a Christian.
There's a lot of people in there. Oh, wow.
That's the Cundy family. And there's quite a lot of them here.
Yeah, all right round it, it's got names.
Yeah. And it's alive with bees. Absolutely alive with bees.
I think they should adopt what they do with the war graves. Got to do a guided tour.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a magpie. Look at that one.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to do all the little side bits.
Yeah. Age 19. Age 19.
I like all like this, don't they? Really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's lovely.
Just trying to get a bit of vastness.
Yeah. What? Oh, kiddie ones. One day. They're all kiddies there. One day.
And that one is as well.
Not one day.
Yeah, 15th of May to the 16th.
He was 3 weeks old, that one.
Not all baby ones, though, because that one's...
Poor old Raymond,
Oh.
just a day old. Here we are, back in the east side, where we did the tour. But we're not doing the tour this time, we're going independent. But there is a tour ahead of us. There is the colonnade of the east side, which is much more, a lot older than the other side, I think, in general.
It's grander, isn't it, as well, really?
And a lot harder. Yeah. Both open church.
That's who that is. And then murdered by means of polonium-210.
Radioactive tea, yeah.
Yep. Oh, because we were...
There's Lucian Freud. He's a painter. He's not the Freudian slip you're all thinking of. That's Lucian Freud, the painter. And he didn't paint skirting boards and front doors. He was an artiste. Commendatore. Who's that? We ask ourselves who that is.
Eh?
Eh?
Who is he?
I don't know.
Karl Marx. Oh. Amoy. Is it Amoy? Karl.
Can't read it.
Karl Marx.
He's not anybody I know. He did, yeah. But I don't know the name.
Philanthropist.
That means he give a lot of money away.
Very nice man then.
Probably. He ain't been dead long. 2 years.
Spent 70,000 on his clock though.
Oh, look.
There's a hole there. Watch you don't get your eye poked.
There's also a vent at the bottom of the door. Oh dear. Man Fong Mei, professor and pioneer of Chinese medicine, poet, physicist and philosopher. Bit of everything, the old boy. Susie Boyd. One's very much like a war grave, but he was aged 88 and it was 2002. But very much like a Commonwealth war grave. My dear old dad had a thing for you. Didn't know you was here, but there you are. Simmons, actress.
Breakfast at Tiffany's?
That was all Juliet.
Oh yeah, okay. I can't remember what she was in now, but she was in a lot.
Put in the comments what she was in.
Because I thought it was oh, she was in the Blue Lagoon.
Which was what, the original Blue
Yes.
Lagoon.
I love that
You've never seen it.
the Blue Lagoon.
There's another war grave with absolutely no details. Samuel Stanford, 56, he died. He's got a wreath of poppies. Otherwise, nothing known. Not by me anyway. He's got a slate. Sure again. This is the Egyptian bit with catacombs, but at one time it did have a roof. Which is now a canopy of trees, but the roof itself is gone. But there'll all be family vaults as such. Can you see anything? Oh, I don't think so. Eh? Oh yeah. And that to put how posh they were. That to show where they lived. Apparently that was very important to show you was posh. There's a view. The church is actually Church of St Michael, got nothing to do with the cemetery. Oh. Where are they? They're not there. How to have a tree growing out of your grave.
Be embraced by the roots.
Goes right up there. Whoa. But a lot of the roots, as the trees have self-seeded over the hundreds of years this has been here, and the roots are uprooting the graves in some cases. It would be good to come here and film in the night.
Yeah.
It would be good to come here and film in the night. Oh
That
God.
house, you could look out your window.
Yeah. When I've got the odd 5 million, I will. Here we are, independently, making our way back down to the bottom.
We're having a gathering, so many pounds per head on Halloween. Could I use that one? They don't very often go like that, do they? Hold it.
No. There's a hole in my headstone, dear Liza, there's a hole in my headstone, dear Liza, a hole. Oh, do your bit. We'll fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry, we'll fix it, dear Henry. Dear Henry, fix it. With what shall I fix it? Shut up, she says.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
A rhymed one.
the wife of John Dennis Rock of Highgate.
Not allowed to photograph.
She had a life full of whatsoever things. I can do what I like. The house there is not allowed. Up for sale for 5 million.
Was 7.5.
Reduced from 7.5. Been for sale for 20 months. But I'm not showing you the house because they don't like it.
You remember, right outside the door, you've got space.
Well, they bought it.
I know. And only got one parking space.
This bit reminds me when I was a lad. Down in the jungle with a bellyache. Want to go to the toilet, too late. That there is the grave of Michael Faraday. Got him to thank for all your electrical things. He set it all off back in the day. A little cluster of crosses. That's Peter Wolf, the father of modern hydrology. Haven't got a clue who he is, but here he is. That is the grave of Patrick Wymark. Died October the 20th, 1970. Is he the Patrick Wymark? I don't know, but I would imagine so. And then you've got a little cluster of new ones.